Hi, this is Bill, and this is going to be a review of a cordless drill that I've been using for about a little over a month now. And this is actually rebranded under many different models that I've seen sold of this at various discount stores. This particular one I got was at Harbor Freight, and I believe I paid about $8 for this cordless screwdriver on sale. And what you get in the kit, this is the packaging. It comes with a wall adapter here, and it includes a 300 milliamp charge rate. It comes with a couple of extra bits with the charger, a Phillips head and a standard, and then of course a user's manual. Inside here it does list the specifications for it as a max torque of 45 inch-pounds, which I find that to be the perfect amount of torque for use of my hobby-related toys. I mean, I have used other high-impact drivers, but those have a tendency, if you're not careful, to strip out the plastic. Even on my torque drivers, even at the lowest torque setting, I have still managed to strip out my gears, or excuse me, my plastic threads. With this, also the specifications on this list out as 180 RPMs, and it says a charge time is between 5 to 7 hours. What I've actually found is that the adapter that comes with this is actually compatible with the Futaba style charge adapters with most radio systems, and that actually plugs in rather nicely into the charger. And I've got my charger here set up for nickel metal high drive, even though this is a NiCad battery in here. I did break this open, and it has 4 AA size cells inside the handle here, which are set up vertically and then in a block pattern. And I am thinking about replacing those NiCad cells. I believe they are 600 milliamp cells, and I was thinking of replacing them with a LiPo battery. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work yet, but it would be kind of interesting to see if I could put some sort of low voltage alarm system in there with a LiPo and maybe double or triple the capacity, as well as make the charge times go a little quicker. But speaking of making the charge times quicker, instead of going with the 300 milliamp AC adapter, I was able to plug in my Futaba style charger in here, and it goes ahead. I can charge it right up here with my regular charger at a custom charge rate. I wouldn't go more than 1C, so this one I would probably maximize at 0.6 amps as the charge rate, which you know, on a fully drained pack should be about an hour charge or less, as opposed to the 5 to 7 hours that it's saying there on in the instructions. One of the things that is nice, I mean, this has been holding up really well, and it has a standard bit size here, which I found has come in handy for me, is this OFNA metric bit adapter set, and this actually comes with a Phillips head standard as well as a few nut drivers, and then more importantly for me are the hex bits in here from 1.5 all the way up to a 3 millimeter bit. I've been using these for about the same time as I've had this driver, and these bits have been holding up pretty well for me, and they are magnetized. Excuse me. So that pretty much concludes my review of the driver and these bits. For those who are interested in continuing on watching, what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate the benefits of actually having a low-powered, inexpensive driver, and what it takes to actually rebuild the diff on a 1/8 buggy. So for those of you who have been doing it by hand, have not used a driver yet before, and you're curious to see how much it takes, I recommend go ahead and get a stopwatch and see how long it takes to get into a diff, rebuild it, and put it back together, and then compare with my test here. Now, I haven't actually timed myself before, but we're going to go ahead and see how this works. And let me go ahead and clear off my pit space. this will be the buggy that I'm going to be working on. So, and I'm going to go ahead and get my top timer set, and we'll go ahead and begin. So first thing I'm going to do is get my 1.5 millimeter bit, and feel free to fast forward if you want to go to the end. Oops, actually that's not a 1.5, it's a 2 millimeter bit. As you can see, it's really easy to quickly change out bits. And then one thing that's really nice about this driver, I forgot to mention, is it has an LED light on here as well. So that way you can get into your lights, or excuse me, get into dark spaces and be able to see better. I'm not sure what size bit I need to put in here. Yeah, that looks like the 2.5 millimeter. And here's an example of the magnetized tip that you can see there, so it doesn't want to fall out. I have to pull that out. I don't think I need to completely remove these screws, but I usually like to loosen them just to give me a little bit of play. Okay, so that pretty much concludes all the screws that need to be removed, and that's about 2.5 minutes. Pretty respectable. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the front diff case out so you can see how that comes out. I mean, this is not intended to be an instruction on how to remove a diff, but this is just a demonstration of how quickly it takes to get into the diff. So now I've got the diff out, and we'll demonstrate. I mean, we should count how long it takes to actually open up the diff. And of course we'll go ahead and pop that off, and then you got the goopy stuff. Add maybe another minute, I don't know, to play around with emptying out your diff and refilling it. So at this point I'm at 4 minutes in to the bit build. So if you want to add more time to that, that's fine. But the demonstration here is just to see how long does it actually take to get to the diff, rebuild it, put it back together again with a cordless driver. Now when I tighten it, I try not to go too tight. And then what I'll do is I'll come back with my hand tool and then double check the tightness of my hand tool. See, not having any problems stripping out any threads of any sort. It's not too much torque, but plenty of torque to get in there. Now what I like to do is I'll take my regular hand bit and just to double check, oh yeah, that's more than enough tightness. Probably even a little bit tighter than as if I were to do it by hand. Okay, so now the diff is put back together again. I got to make sure and put this in the right way. And of course, putting things back together have a tendency to take a little bit more time than simply removing. So what we'll do here is line that up just a little bit. Looks like my washer is not quite in there just right. There we go. Put that in place. And we'll double check tightness, more than tight enough here. Didn't even have to tighten it any additional than what I've got. And now I can go ahead and where did my drive shaft go? Pins back in. Now of course a pro would be a lot faster at assembling than me. I'm just an amateur, but at least this just gives you a basic idea of what to expect on installing and how fast it might go. We'll double check, make sure things are tight, plenty tight. Oh yeah, good to go there. And we'll enter in the home stretch here, put the bumper back together. Double check one more time. That's plenty tight. That's plenty tight. I have to tighten a little bit there, and we're good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the timer, and about 9 minutes and almost 17 seconds. So under 10 minutes to remove and reinstall the front diff, rebuild it, maybe add a couple more minutes to that if you, as far as filling in, maybe you just need to top off your diff or change fluids out for tuning. But as far as I'm concerned, this right here is a hard deal to beat. For I paid $8. I think they're normally $10 at Harbor Freight or any of your Walmarts or any other home improvement stores. They sell these as rebrands. And one final thing, I don't use it, but this is a nice little handle strap, so that way you don't accidentally drop it. So anyway, oh no, I'm not done yet. I forgot one more piece that I need to install. So let's add another minute to my time. So let's say a solid 10 minutes to be fair, to be able to make sure that the diff install is complete. Turn my light back on. Check with the regular bit. Okay, now we're done. So let's just call that about 10 minutes. So anyway, that concludes my review, and go ahead and click on the link of the video for more information, questions, or additional details. Thanks for watching.